Hi, Michael. Thank you. Um, as we begin to automate these classifications, are we ready to automate the classification flow in a way that is not biased and doesn't actually prevent us from discovering things because of how we selected what we wanted to classify?
So this is one of the values for these magnitude limited surveys like BTS, where you have a very generic requirement, something like that it's going to be brighter than 18.5. And so the machine learning is simply asking the question, am I going to be brighter than 18.5? As for kind of the spectroscopic classification side, I'm sure Christopher, I don't know if he's talking about at this conference, but there's been work to move beyond just type 1a supernovae to be doing kind of hydrogen rich, hydrogen poor, and I'm in particular interested using this as some kind of anomaly detection. Is it Are we unbiased? Probably not, but I really do like these magnitude limited surveys for enabling us to be, look as wide as possible.
Thank you, Michael. I was wondering if you could comment on the number of false positives that the transient finding algorithm output as candidates. And I presumably this number decreased as years went on and a baseline could be established, right?
Yeah, so BTS, we're talking about BTS bot in particular, or for ZTF? Oh, so you're asking how, if any, did real bogus improve with ZTF, or maybe I didn't understand the question.
I was wondering if you could give us a sense of the number of false positives that were output that perhaps were followed up, and then later you found out that these were false positive and not real candidates.
Okay. So the rate of yeah, I would have to go back and look. I mean, the real Borges scores that we've been putting out have 99 point some percent of and so I would have to go back and look to see how many of those actually were followed up and sort of misclassified. But in general, the challenge has not been sort of, am I following up stuff that's not real, but more, am I following up stuff that is of interest to me? And that's a much harder question to sort of quantify.
I think we have time for one more question. Kate, if you want to go. I have maybe a quick question that seems maybe in the weeds, but you mentioned that you had enabled SOAR. Is that a triggering of SOAR or a full pipeline reduction through classification reporting?
That is just plugging into Aeon. That's it. Yep. And so same folks have been using this to do Swift and other things, and it's kind of the same procedure there too.
Awesome, thanks.